Hello Hattrickers, this is episode 120 of Let's Play Hattrick in San Marino with Intercalvaheo. We start out on the player page of Acantioloni to report the sale. He was promoted last week. I was hoping for a nice sale to boost the economy for the cycle just a little bit. But I must admit that the sale of 30,000 Danish kroner equal to 3,000 euros was a little disappointing, to be honest, and I must say I was expecting a bit more. Maybe expecting a bit too much from this player. He was promoted with solid defense and being unpredictable as a specialty. I thought that would have been worth just a little more, to be honest. Well, not the best sale ever, obviously, but we've got a player into the ecosystem of Hattrick. Hopefully we can make some money from Mother Club revenue instead. Hopefully he'll be playing in the midweek. He is owned now by a team called Giuseppe in Spain, and they look to be training defenders. But now, more than ever, I'd say, to be honest, we need something extraordinary from the scouts. So let's see what the scouts have for us this week. Deep breath, get ready, close your eyes, and hope for the best. Alright, we have one 15-year-old, Marino Soldani. Passable, passing. Oh, but he hasn't got a specialty. Yeah, we're not going to select Soldani then. Eugenio Greco, solid passing, could have some playmaking. Andrea Santi, passable scoring. I think I like passable scoring more than solid passing, and they're about the same in playmaking. Santi? We'll go with Santi, and he'll be 16 years and 1 day. Oh, 16 years and 78 days. Yeah, that's probably not going to do. It will not do, and let's just fire Santi right away. And yeah, not the gem we were waiting for and hoping for. I really hope we can save the lot for next week instead. In the training department, it was a fairly slow update, but we did have two pops. Stevie Benton, profit player, popping from weak playmaking to inadequate, and Tio Girolomoni from passable to solid playmaking. He is one of the starting players of the team, and it's nice to use him as a filler every now and then. So a pretty good pop, to be honest. It's been a while since we had a look at the sheet, so let's take a look. Looking at the HGMS accumulated here: 1688 for Zanotti, 1666 for Francioni, 1459 for Camellini. You can really tell he lacks the pop in playmaking to make it really high alongside the other players' HGMS. Belgigano has crossed over the 1700 mark, 1538 for Igor Becker and Wolukis, but pops in playmaking will surely help these guys along for a nice HGMS accumulated. Positive signs for most of the core players in the TSI change tracker. We have Belgigano going downwards, Igor Becker getting a nice boost in his TSI. He went from weak to inadequate form, and just look at that bounce. I mean, that must be close to 2 levels of form in one update. That's really nice. Camellini and Zanotti still in solid form, and Francioni going back up to passable form as well. That's nice for the remaining matches of the season. Wolukis in weak form at the moment. I would really like to see Wolukis have a rise in form before an eventual qualifier, because he is a key player to us, that's for sure. Stevie Benton's pop to inadequate playmaking is marked out here in the sheet as well. Hopefully these guys can keep the value. We will have to explore the idea of selling these two guys at the start of the season, because we can't give them relevant training while we're training scoring, obviously. Another sheet that I've updated is the assets sheet. Now we are in week 130. We have roughly 20 million in the coffers, but the profit players are worth roughly 6.4 million euros. Allowance is actually already increasing a little towards the end of the season. I like the side of that. Hopefully we'll see the same for Bledwaskip. He's the player we will be certain to unload at the start of this season, regardless of the change in transfer compare. Zanotti worth roughly 4.4 million at the moment. Camellini down to 3, Francioni down to 3.4, and then we are starting to see a slight increase for the wingers, Becker, Belgigano, and even also Wolukis as the PNF. That gives the overall cycle a value of roughly 55 million euros at the moment. But I'll try to keep this updated and keep you guys posted on the cycle worth as we go into the competitive phase, because I'm thinking that some of the half-baked players will actually start gaining in value quite a bit in the coming seasons. On Sunday evening, we played against Fiorentino RSM, standout Botbashing, winning 5-0. The positive things to take away from this match is no injuries, no counts whatsoever, but a few missed chances. Girolomoni actually missing a penalty, as well as taking the chance a long way from goal in the 51st minute. You can probably tell by these conversion rates that trying from far out, and a penalty might even be worse than, well, just regular chances. So we could have scored a few more, but it's all okay. We did face an underestimation simply because we are so far ahead of Fiorentino RSM. In the league, the season is drawing to a close here, 1 round remaining, and looking at the promotion and relegation status here, we might actually have a chance of promotion still. We will probably just prepare for the qualification match in case that none of the teams, the 34 teams ahead of us, drop points. I did check some of the fixtures for the teams ahead of us, and some of them are actually facing somewhat difficult opposition in the final round, so it could be that we are able to overtake 3 teams in the final round. Still, I want to make sure that we can also mount a serious threat in a potential qualifier. We are playing a bot team, so we should win the final match of the season, going 14 wins out of 14 games, which is very nice, of course. Not a lot of changes in the top scorer race. Volukis didn't score any, Savoli didn't play for Ladendicht, and hopefully Volukis can stay ahead. In the top flight, Pinerossia Bramante is in pole position to grab another title. They have to beat Damiano Tomassi in the final round of the season, while Myelinas face Sonic the Hedgehog away from home, a team that's already relegated before the final round. They will still have to hope for Pinerossia losing the match against Damiano Tomassi. Yeah, 1 point for Pinerossia Bramante, and they'll be crowned champions once again, having lost the crown for a single season to Damiano Tomassi FC. That's all for this week's episode. I hope you have a great week in Hattrick, and I hope you're still in the run to achieve your goals for this season during the final round. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.